It has been called the darkest day in the Kansas City Fire Department's history.
November 29th, 1988. 6 firefighters were killed in a massive early morning explosion.
Prosecutor Jean Peters Baker is now calling for a review of that blast. That's because a newly released Department of Justice report includes the names of 2 people who have never faced charges. It stops short, though, of calling them suspects.
Tonight, you'll learn firsthand what those security guards told investigators decades ago. Here's investigative reporter Angie Racono.
We've reviewed thousands of pages of police interrogations, and we've connected with an original detective in this case. But the most intriguing piece might be a recorded interview tucked away in the case file.
This is the videotape statement of Deborah Riggs regarding the explosion that occurred on 11/29 of '88.
Meet Debbie Riggs.
Tell me exactly the chain of events.
I was sitting right here in a pickup truck.
She's one of 2 security guards named in a Department of Justice report.
I saw 2 men.
The document says Deborah Riggs and Donna Costanza may have been involved in the arsons. It killed 6 Kansas City firefighters. Here's Riggs hours after the explosion.
We could see the fire.
She's being interviewed by Detective Victor Zent because she was a security guard at that construction site where 2 fires were set.
There's a ridge right here, and you can't see the trailers because of the ridge, but we could see flame.
One fire caused an explosion. It instantly killed 6 Kansas City firefighters. The other fire was her truck.
We called the police.
Riggs is visibly pregnant at a chalkboard explaining how she left her truck to look for presumed prowlers with her brother. Robert Riggs was in charge of security.
You have a radio in your truck?
15 minutes into the interview, Detective Zen asks this question.
Did you take that with you when you went
Yes.
on the quick trip? Okay. What all was left in your truck?
My purse. That's about it.
The keys to the vehicle left
Yeah,
in?
the keys in the vehicle.
Prowlers were never found. No one steals the truck with the keys and purse in it. It's burned.
That just struck me as odd.
Detective Zen is now retired.
Logical thing to me, knowing bad guys like I do, I did 38 years as a cop, would be for me to steal that truck.
It was completely in a blaze. I'd never seen a fire so strong. I mean, the flames were real high in it.
Police reports show they determined the fire was, quote, incendiary in nature. It is believed flammable liquid was introduced into the cab area. The detective writes about the purse left behind. The purse contained ID to Debbie A. Riggs. The contents were undamaged by the fire. The purse of vinyl construction has received minor fire damage to the exterior. Another report reveals her gun was also left behind in the truck, and the wooden handle was slightly damaged.
It doesn't make sense.
The truck, purse, and gun always bothered Zen.
If I get down there and the truck's running, keys are in it, I'm going to hop in, I'm going to take the truck. Or at the very least, I'm going to take the purse. If I can see the gun, I'm a bad guy. That gun is like a big chunk of gold or a huge rock of cocaine. And they didn't do that.
I need to change tapes.
Police records show Deborah Riggs spoke with police numerous times. She passed a polygraph test. She's never called a suspect. She's now a grandmother in Texas, according to Facebook. Police records reveal tips throughout the years, alleging Debbie Riggs wanted her truck destroyed for insurance money. She's confronted about it in 1995. Detective Emerson asked Miss Riggs if she had intentionally burned her vehicle, and her reply was no. He then advised her that information had been received that Donna Costanza had burned her vehicle for her because it had a lot of mechanical problems, and she again denied any knowledge. She stated Donna Costanza did not have the guts to set a vehicle on fire. Donna Costanza is the other person named in that newly released Department of Justice report. She was also a security guard. Federal agents wrote she dated Debbie Riggs. Police briefly spoke to Costanza the day of the fire about a woodcutter. There's no record of a formal interview related to police documented tips that she may be involved. In fact, that newly released DOJ report states Costanza does not appear to have been interviewed by law enforcement prior to the review team's interviews. That first formal interview appears to be in November of 2009, 21 years after the explosion. Here's what federal agents wrote. Costanza also stated that prior to the evening of the arson and explosions, Riggs asked Costanza if she was interested in burning Riggs' truck for insurance money. Costanza said that she refused. A combination of public records and Facebook reveals Donna Costanza now lives in Brooklyn.
What about Donna Costanza?
We never really got a good grip on her or anything from her. I think some of it was the time and distance and hard to locate her.
For years, detectives and federal agents were chasing other leads, like union sabotage gone horribly wrong. There were also tips regarding woodcutters, organized crime, and even speculation of witchcraft and devil worshippers.
I'm innocent.
You're innocent?
I'm innocent.
Police eventually zeroed in on 5 people from the nearby Marlboro neighborhood. They went to trial and were convicted.
So let me ask you this. Do you think all of the responsible people are in prison?
No. I think that there are other people that were involved either primarily or in the peripheral that are involved in this. But the facts just don't fit up. They don't fit at all.
Do you want to see the case reopened?
I think it should be. My opinion is there's people walking around out there that should not be walking around.
Our investigation continues online. We have attempted to reach both Debbie Riggs and Donna Costanza. Neither have responded to our request for an interview. Angie Riccono, KCTV5 News.